So I just turned the Ovilus on, and the first three words were win, real, and blog. And I'm kind of hoping that I'll get something to come through with the cleaning of the painting. Now, this is just a painting that I picked up at a yard sale. You can see how grody it is. Every time I see it and I'm like, oh, I need to go ahead and clean this piece, I get that dun, 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 in my head from
Sign.
Yes, it's a sign from Pirates of the Caribbean. What? So I'm wondering if I'm gonna, really pick up anything from this painting with the Ovilus. Now I think mainly all of this is just tobacco. I think this is like nicotine staining on this oil painting. Yeah, look at that. Somewhat satisfying. I did a test in the clouds. I don't know if you can see them, but up over here is where I started, and I did like a test, and I was able to get the clouds to come back up to close to the original color up on the rim. But then there's also the like halo dirt line of where it was in the frame and where it was, of course, where the frame rested on it. And I'm a little ADHD. I do kind of hop around from place to place on a painting, which you should really not do that, and just kind of focus on one area like I was doing with the sails. In the antique world, a lot of these ship paintings were desirable. So when I found this at a yard sale, I was like, that's cool, because I still had my antique booth at that time. But of course, projects sit, and so now I'm getting to it. But because I was like, oh, this would be a cool one to clean and put in the booth. But it doesn't always work out that way, so that's okay. It seems that the Ovilus is a little quiet, not picking up on much. truth. Do run. What? It's odd. It's an odd thing. Do run. How about do it, lady? Do it, lady. Do run. I don't know. I don't know. It's starting to come up a little bit better now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that Ewie. I grew up in a house where my dad smoked, and then I ended up being a smoker. My late teens to, gosh, off and on until 30 something. But when I get these paintings and I see the tobacco or the nicotine staining on these paintings, you know, it just makes me think back to when, you know, I was doing that stupid stuff to my body, and when it was imposed on me without choice. I've already ran out of the Q-tip things that I was making for myself.
Camera.
Yeah, there's camera, all right. Camera is on it. Coffin. Well, that's interesting. Coffin. It is Summerween. Summerween, yay! And they're coughing on this ship. Oh, they wouldn't need coffins, would they? They just kind of dink people over right over the side. I don't know the name of the ship or the, I mean, I'm thinking it's more like a clipper ship, but I don't know. I would have to do more research. Coffin. Really, it looks like the artist went in here and just grayed out these sections instead of allowing the sky to really be behind it. It's kind of, maybe when I get to that point I can actually add some sky back into behind the ship so it doesn't look like it's just a gray blob. And because this is, you know, just a hobbyist painting, I don't feel bad going in and doing and adding little things. And I know that there's a collective of people that like, no, don't do that. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay to explore, and it's okay to put your own artistic spin on things. Just checking to see if the phone is still working.
Crescent.
Crescent.
Mostly.
Mostly. Crescent, mostly. Yesterday I had the Ovilus on, and it was just going off. It was saying my dad's name. Not my dad's name, but his nickname, what they called him by. Day. Mostly day. Crescent, mostly day. Well, anyway, yesterday was my dad's name, and then our kitty who just passed away, his name was coming up. And it just felt special. And it's still Snake Lagoon. I'm glad this isn't smell-o-vision, because dag, this really smells like cigarettes. It's definitely nicotine stained. And sometimes what I've noticed with nicotine stained paintings is that, you know, once you do a cleaning and you let it sit, it's the stuff that's actually, it comes back up. Like, you give it a couple of days and more seems to bleed through to the surface, which is really gross. But you know, this isn't a process that you can just do all within one day. It's really good to stop and then pick up something else. Grandma. Drunk. The. That's interesting. Did this painting once live in a grandma's house? Was there also a drunk there? When I buy paintings from yard sales, I like to ask, you know, where was it? What's the, if there's any history, you know, even though I'm picking it up, bright, yeah. Even though I'm picking it up for just, you know, $5 or something like that, I'd like to know. Speak. I am speaking. I like to know a little bit more, you know, if they have any background. That's really cool. I have a collection of oil painted portraits that I'll be cleaning also in the future. They don't have anything wrong with them, they just need a good cleaning. They don't need to be like fully restored. Oh goodness. Is one of my grandmas here with me while I'm doing this? Maybe my grandma who painted in oils, who got me interested in it. Moors. Moors. Is that a name? Last name maybe? Yeah. Interesting.
Cement. Smell.
Yeah, it smells. I told you it smells. It says stinky. Oof. I do not know a Derek. That's weird.
Sin.
Sin? S-Y-N-N? My husband knows someone that he calls Sin. So you can see I'm just going over and picking up, and I am just picking up more and more. And ultimately, you know that you're kind of at a stopping spot.
Assault. Purified.
Assault purified. Well, that might be somebody else's business. That's not my business. But you can see when it is starting to get lighter and lighter on the cotton ball. It's not as dark as it was. Table, yes, working on a table. And like I said, cleaning in stages. You also have to, you know, try different things, try different chemicals to clean it too. So it's not this fabulous sit down and do it all at one time like a lot of videos show. It's because you know the basic things that people use for oil paintings, but then you get some people that also use whatever they have, and then with that you have to do trial and error. You have to try to figure out, okay, what is it that they used? Like, did they use house paint? You know, and it becomes, you're almost a little detective. And that's fun. That's engaging. That's interesting. I wonder if that's the canvas is really thin right there, or what am I seeing? Or if the paint's really thin right there and I see the canvas. Like this paint here, here, and here, this looks a little different. It looks a little different from all the other overall paint, so I'd have to figure out if that's
Magic.
Yeah, it's like magic. It's like magic. It really is. It's cool, but it doesn't, you know, the video sped up and all that. There's so much to it. And you do have to be patient. Nowadays, when we want something now and our attention span is a little short, and that's why I move from section to section. You know, it's interesting. You have to slow down and listen to what the painting is saying, which is very cool. I think the oldest painting that I've ever worked on was just like 150 years old. 150. So I'm going back and forth between an ammonia water mixture and my spit. Yeah, it's kind of gross. But for some reason, it really does work. Uh-oh. All right, magic. Yeah, there's a lot of crevices in this paint. That this stuff is just kind of sitting in. So my next step, I mean, it's coming up, but my next step, I'll move to something else and see how much cleaner I can get it with something else that will lift the dirt to the surface. All right, thanks for being with me. Goodbye.